Welcome, divine souls, my dear friends, beloved community. This is a revival of Mystical Monday, and the topic for today is a very powerful one, and it's all about how do we resurrect our DNA and our divine blueprint within. I will go as galactic as I will feel called to go, and also ground it into a practical steps of how you can take this knowledge, this information, and put it into your life to open your wings in a new way, to open up your remembrance, because it's all about remembrance. We agreed on the level of the soul to help each other remember. And since the matrix, the false matrix that is rooted in fear, separation, war consciousness, lack, scarcity, and survival, that matrix can be very convincing in its illusion. And I got fired up last night to open up this conversation and to share with you a little bit of how this topic has found me, how I became obsessed, curious, deeply fascinated by the topic of frequency. And the more I would research, the more I would activate my own blueprint, I was guided to some of the most mind-boggling realization that we live on the planet that is under frequency control. And that has been going on for many cycles of time. And the reason why 2012 was such an important portal for us, as well as 1987, as well as approaching 2027, is because those are the portals of where we reach critical mass, vibrationally speaking. And every time we reach critical mass, we take a leap, a vibrational leap as a whole, as humanity as a whole. So I'm gonna start right now. This is a little bit of preview. Welcome. Let me know in the comments where you're joining from. I will be able to see your comments a little bit later, but let me know. I brought you some graphs, and I wanted to bring this transmission because when we begin to truly remember ourselves as frequency beings who can align to the law of vibration, one out of 7 universal laws, law of vibration. And the law of vibration says nothing rests, nothing stands still, everything moves, everything vibrates. And that is a very powerful universal laws to remember, to recite, to memorize, because no matter what happens in your life, it is never permanent. It is never permanent. By transforming your vibration, you begin to emanating a different signal into your personal reality, and you begin to generate new experiences based on the vibration that you put out in your reality. The one key idea that I'd like to share with you, and to keep planting that seed again and again, you are a generator of your experiences. You are a generator of your experiences based on your focus, on your vibration, and of course on the action that you take, but it all starts with your frequency. And what is your frequency? It's a reflection of the dominant thought pattern and the dominant state of being that you cultivate moment by moment by moment. Your frequency creates a certain magnetic field in your aura, right? So let's talk a little bit about how do we unplug our consciousness from fear-based matrix. I remember I had a session with one of the beautiful clients, and she asked me about how to go beyond her environment, right? She works and lives in a small town where there's not much fresh wind, not much fresh momentum. And I gave her a very simple practice. I recommend it every single day. Sit in meditation and visualize your mind unplugging from collective consciousness. It is a very wise thing to do because we swim in energies, we swim in the collective frequencies. And when we remember, we can take control of our vibration, can take control of our focus, we begin to be in charge of the experiences we generate. So let's talk a little bit about frequency control and how this information has found me. Year 2009, I was in Rome, Italy, on a soul-searching trip. I started feeling these inspirations to go to particular countries. And I kept following my inner calling, right? That's before the full-blown realization and remembrance, right? I was just in the beginning of my awakening path. But I came to Rome, and while in Rome, I had my very first multidimensional past life activation and shift, where I was standing in one of the most ancient places in Rome called Roman Forum. And in a split of a second, reality shifted, and I saw my past life, which in reality it's a parallel life because everything is happening in the now. All your past lives are parallel experiences that are happening in the now. So when you have a shift of consciousness, your psychic senses come online. You're able to perceive multiple dimensions simultaneously. Not for a long time, because that takes a lot of energy to maintain, but for a brief moment, that's exactly what happened for me. And it shifted me so much because I said, not only I feel like I've been here before, I got an experience of seeing into another dimension. And year 2009 was the beginning of these interdimensional experiences for me. Every single year, a new reality would unlock, a new skill would come online, a new remembrance. And when I was in Rome, I got contacted by galactic beings who are benevolent teachers of humanity for many, many generations, as early as the most ancient civilization, Lemuria, before Atlantis. These were the spiritual elders who were guiding humanity and envisioning humanity as the first civilization. I'm talking about the Pleiadians. And the Pleiadians are in the same universe as us. They are in the 7-star systems of the Pleiades. And they are, to me, the Pleiadians are, they are kind of like galactic shamans, right? They're healers, they're shamans, they are participating in assisting, guiding our planet and humanity through this evolutionary time that is filled with so much tension and so much crisis and so much possibilities, and it's all of it, right? So if you have been contacted by galactic beings, then you know it is the most fascinating experience. Or if you've been drawn to different channeled informations, because who's been contacted by galactic beings? All the channelers. Why? Because they are receptive vessels for it. They have activated their energy bodies and their light bodies to become antennas for galactic communication that happens telepathically. So we've been contacted for many, many, many generations. And that contact is only getting stronger and stronger and stronger, right? This is where we receive all these inspiring communication and also spiritual technology and different light codes. All of that is coming through telepathic contact with these galactic beings. Aho, aho, beloved, it's good to see you. So so for me, my very first contact was in 2009, and the Pleiadians start communicating through very simple ways, by guiding me to a channeled video on YouTube. And I remember watching this video. It was like 2 hours long, and the message was just piercing my heart. And they were saying, hi, we are family of light. We come here with benevolent intention. We are here to help you remember. And they were what they were doing, they're beaming stream of information to activate the codes within our DNA. And what happens, you get sparked, right? You get sparked into remembrance. And the way you verify what is correct for you is the body, right? The body is the barometer of truth. The body knows when you hear something that is not only familiar, but is something that is so, so, so authentic and connected for your path. Before we incarnated as family of light, as those who are willing to remember, before we incarnated, we pre-scheduled every single upgrade of consciousness, every single shamanic ceremony, every single drum circle, every single goddess circle, every single pilgrimage, every single transformational experience that you are drawn to has been pre-scheduled. There is absolutely nothing random about it, because your oversoul, your higher self, was perfectly aware that when you take on the body and step into this planet, you're gonna go through 7 levels of forgetting. Your memory will be wiped clean, right? So how are you going to remember who you are and what is your galactic mission? What is your assignment? Where you're going to be drawn to particular experiences that will spark the codes in your DNA. How wonderful. How wonderful, right? Right, darlings? So this could be when you watch this video, and after I post it on my YouTube and Instagram, maybe this will be a spark of recognition for somebody to say, yes, I know this. I know this. So now let's talk about DNA, why it's so important, why DNA is the key to activating our true potential. When you look at me and you interact with my words, I want to communicate something really important for you. In the last, I would say, 15 years, every single chapter of my life was weaved through these DNA resurrection experiences. First, I heard that our DNA has been genetically modified and has been disconnected, and we only operate at a fraction of our potential. I heard it first from the Pleiadians, from galactic guides, but then I was guided to, different other branches of science that was saying exactly the same thing, right? The DNA science and epigenetics talks about that we have 95% junk DNA. And then the neuroscientists will say we only use 1/5 of our brain potential. It is serving somebody, right? That the majority of humanity is disconnected, lost, trapped in the dramas, right? Trapped in survival. Who is it being of service? Who is it for? Who is it being done by? I've always been deeply fascinated by that, as a seeker of truth, as a seeker of sovereignty. And when we begin to replug into this organic, divine matrix, the benevolent matrix, the original matrix, right? It looks like this. I brought you a little graph, right? This is us being reconnected to the quantum web around us. This is us fully operating on the full potential, creating our dreams, being in communication with life, being guided moment by moment, fully expressing our potential, living in joy, living in collaboration and in unity, right? Look at this, look at this. This is our light body connected to the web of life. So how is it that the majority of people are disconnected from their guidance, from their higher intelligence, struggling, right? Never going beyond the blueprint of their parents, actually living the same story year after year after year. And every year, more and more terrified of what's happening on the planet. It is time to turn this around. It's time to reactivate this remembrance of who we are and our true potential. We have 12 strands of DNA. We have galactic DNA. We are intergalactic nobility and royalty as human beings. We have been programmed into a false matrix that is rooted in us being programmed to live as victims of our circumstances. Afraid, worried, right? Hoarding our resources. Do you remember what happened in 2020? We saw the worst of humanity in 2020. We saw what fear does to human beings. And if it didn't teach us anything, maybe it's time to really accelerate our remembrance right now. Because when we reconnect our biocircuitry, when we reconnect our DNA, we reconnect our remembrance. And the way that DNA works, DNA is a portal. It's basically holographic portal to other dimensions. But the challenge is, if this is our DNA, in the majority of people, we have tons and tons of fear and conditioning and karma all around it, constricting it, right? Shadows, constricting it, not being able to open. So we receive the light codes and communication from our full potential self, from our galactic essence. In order for us to create our reality, we get to awaken our DNA, the full 12 strands of it. And the way we do it, my dear ones, is by choosing to reconnect our biocircuitry. If you are around me, we're going to breathe together, we're going to meditate together, we're going to dance together, we're going to get some light together. I do a lot of very physical practices, right? It's not just, having these mystical conversations, but show me your daily habits and I will tell you everything about your life. I'll tell you everything that's important to you. If you're around me, if we spend the day together, you will see, every single day is anchored in spiritual practices. Why? Because I want to be awake. I want to be aware. I want to be present to my opportunities. I don't want to be asleep. I don't want to drift. I don't want to waste a single day because I don't know if I'm going to have tomorrow. So the daily practices I designed to awaken biocircuitry. So we're able to plug into the divine matrix, in the divine living organic field of intelligence. But if our body, if our wiring, if our biocircuitry is shut down, constricted by fear, constricted by sludge, constricted by habits that drain our power, we're just delusional, right? We wake up and we're on autopilot. It's the same habits, the same Netflix and chill, right? The same reality. And right now, nothing is more important than be awake and be present. And say, you know what, instead of Netflix, I'm gonna do some breath work. Instead of Netflix, I'm gonna dive into my quantum world and I'm gonna sit, I'm gonna watch my mind. And I'm going to meditate and I'm going to break through the veil. I'm going to remember who I am. Right? So, yes, it is from Peru, Divine Souls. So I'm relentless in unplugging us from this fear-based matrix and reconnecting us to the Divine Mother, which is, it's so interesting how even the word matrix was stolen from the original blueprint. What you see in the collective movie is basically the flipped reality, because the word mother, matter is mother, matrix, divine mother, right? Matter is alive. Matter is just is energy in a different vibration. So for us to say, you know what, I am not going to live in fear. I'm going to take back my focus. I'm going to take back my mental power. I'm going to learn more. I'm not going to waste another night on Netflix. The time is crucial right now. I am going to expand my knowledge. I'm going to remember. I'm going to activate my biocircuitry. I'm going to intend on being impeccable keeper of frequency. So when I was first connected to the Pleiadians, they're masters of frequency. They say everything changes when you begin to realize, live and embody that your vibration begins to transform your environment. You become the tuning fork that everybody around you aligns to your vibration and not the other way around. You become a tuning fork, then everything becomes a service. Doesn't matter if you work for somebody else in the corporate field or if you run your own business, you are a tuning fork. Your vibration transforms, alchemizes, uplifts everybody around you. Be the impeccable keeper of frequency. So when I first encountered the Pleiadians, and it was such a beautiful remembrance. We are the family of light. We are the renegades. We are the light workers who chose to come in knowing perfectly well there is going to be a lot of chaos and a lot of crisis, a lot of uncertainty on the planet right now. We knew this perfectly well. We knew this perfectly well. And we chose to volunteer to spend a cycle, a lifetime on this planet, and to bring and anchor the vibration of new earth, the vibration of cooperation, vibration of unity, vibration of sovereignty. And we anchor it through our life, through choices, through decisions, through the way of being, right? And we transform our reality through the vibration that we emanate into it. Yeah, it's a beautiful journey. And then we playfully co-create with the divine matrix, not with the false matrix, with the divine matrix that responds to your intentions, that responds to your vibration, that actually is co-creating your dreams with you. Divine matrix. This is what you want to be connected to. And you can begin by consciously intending on the full awakening of your DNA. That's exactly what I did. You know, it takes a mind of a child, it takes a heart of a child to say, you know what? I'm going to put the skepticism back and I'm going to open up my consciousness and I'm going to give it a go. I'm going to go into my heart and I say, I am ready. It is my time. I choose to activate my DNA. I choose to go to a new level of understanding. I choose to awaken my sovereignty. I choose to commit to daily disciplines. I'm not going to drift any longer. I'm not going to waste a day of my life. I'm going to be awake and lucid and present and the creative potential that I am. There's going to be two types of people in the world right now, and the divide is becoming stronger and stronger and stronger. I'm quite sure many people can see it. There's going to be a group of people who are dedicated to victimhood. It's a full-time job. Life is happening to them. Economy is doing things to them, right? Opportunities are limited. Everybody is going better, faster. Everybody is doing better, right? It's a poor me reality. I am frightened, I am scared, and I'm not moving forward, but I have time for Netflix. I have time for shows and I have time for all of this, but life is happening to me. And I am so committed to the story of my victimhood. One group of people. There's going to be another group of people who are committed to creationhood. And they say, I'm going to create, I'm a creative being. I'm going to recommit to presence and to alignment and to the passionate engagement with life. I'm going to bring my all to every task. I'm not going to live a half-hearted life. I'm going to bring my all. I'm going to become better. I'm going to become better. I'm going to become better. How can I become better today? How can I bring my all? How can I practice deeper? How can I cultivate my focus? How can I bring my presence? I'm going to create. I'm going to create. I'm going to create. No one is coming. No one is coming. I am the one who's been waiting to arrive into my life. Creationhood right here. Victimhood right here. Pick a side. Pick a side. That's what's happening right now, my dear ones. We are being asked to pick a side and stand there. And stand there. Every single one of us has a higher self. The question is, do we have a vibrant, alive communication? You know where the higher self is? Fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, ninth dimension. How do you connect to your higher self? You need to go beyond this present time. You need to go outside of awareness of your body. We need to go in, right? In. All the higher dimensions are within. So reconnecting to the higher self. This is why I don't believe in rescuing anybody. You know, that's the old program of the false matrix, where there is a victim and there is a rescuer, right? Every single person has a higher self. The most important question, how do we connect? How do we reconnect? Because what is happening right now, we are approaching critical mass on the planet. More and more people are becoming aware of this topic. More and more people realize that they have a choice to go from victimhood to creationhood. And more people begin to discover, you know what? I can generate my own resources. I can unlock the gifts and the talents within me. And I can create my resources. You know what? I can make money online. I can share my message. I can find who has the problem that I have a solution with, right? I can live anywhere in the world. More and more people realize the freedom of sovereignty, of being a sovereign soul. But you still get to you still get to create a life that is a reflection of your inner realization. So the fifth dimensional wisdom, when I talk about dimensions and like contemplate about dimensions, right? We have a third dimension. This is where you and I are here. Then we have a fourth dimensional, which is the astral plane, dimension of time and space. And then we arrive to the fifth dimension. And the fifth dimension is where you live in awareness of unity as the reality of life, where you live as one with your higher self. And the fifth dimensional living is when you begin to embody universal laws. Fifth dimensional living is as within, so without. You begin to realize that if in order for you to change anything on the outside, you gotta do the transformation within. So you begin to tend to your vibration. You begin to tend to your thoughts. You begin to tend to your embodiment, right? To your body. Let's not forget the body. The body is a pinnacle of manifestation of our spiritual essence. It's not about, checking out of 3D reality, just saying, I don't want to deal with this society. I'm going to pretend it doesn't exist. That's another form of avoidance. It's another form of escape. It's actually choosing to awaken in this reality and transforming it from the inside out by bringing your consciousness and your presence and your creative potential. How beautiful is this, right? How beautiful is this? I recently lost more weight and I'm falling out of the dress. So if you see me, if you see me do this, it's because I'm literally falling out of this dress. Divine souls, I have been in a deep conversation with my heart. And I've been asking myself, Spirit, what is the key message you want me to bring again and again and again? And it's the message of empowerment. I'm going to be one of the many voices who keeps the flame of wisdom. I have this golden flame that this was a gift for me yesterday. And the wisdom is we are never at the mercy of circumstances. Circumstances are temporary. You are an eternal being. And you get to choose to become a master of your own personal reality by choosing to create with your gifts, your resources, and being of service to life. When you have that inner leap in consciousness, you begin to co-create with your reality. It doesn't mean that you're never going to be afraid. It doesn't mean that you're never going to get trials and obstacles. Challenges are part of human curriculum. But you begin to trust your guidance and you begin to discover new strength with every new challenge that comes your way. And new strength comes online because you remember the law of correspondence. You remember that challenge and support arrive together like a coin. And every time you are being faced with a challenge, it's given to you because your soul is strong enough to face it. And you can step into creationhood with joy and with trust and lightness of being. And my invitation to you is to consciously choose to awaken all of your DNA. You say, this lifetime, I'm going to squeeze the lemon out of this life. I am going to live fully. I'm going to create. I'm not going to hold myself back. I'm not going to wait for anybody to come and open the door and give me a handout. I'm a sovereign divine soul. I'm a sovereign divine soul. I'm a sovereign divine soul. You know, the false matrix that is rooted on fear. Our planet Earth has been in a frequency control quarantine for quite a while. But beginning 2012 and actually 2013, divine feminine codes flooded the planet. So you see so many women are blooming in their expression, in their service, in their leadership, because it's the sacred feminine that is here to reignite a new kind of life in us, a new kind of possibility for our planet, where we're all connected to the divine matrix, where we all keep unfolding these potentials and there is never end to our brilliance. Once you start awakening your DNA, you are being prepared for Kundalini awakening. The divine fire rising from within of you, right? And then you become a channel of your unique brilliance. You begin to play masterfully with your reality. You begin to dance through your experiences, right? This is the potential of a human being in form. So a practice that I'd like to offer you, I promise you to make it practical. A practice that I wanted to offer you every day in your meditation. Visualize your mind being unplugged from the collective field and from the matrix of fear. Tell to yourself, I call back my attention, I call back my power, and I listen to my soul. Every day, learn something new. Lay down the Netflix, okay? It's time to lay down a little bit. Come back to your power, learn something new. Evenings are for learning. The more you learn, the more empowered you feel. The more you learn, the better you're prepared for the future. Every month, dedicate at least 5 hours to developing a new skill. Every day, be of service to life. This is what a sovereign creative being embodies, expresses into the world. Right? Create your life as a masterpiece, because you can. Because now you, at this point, you remember quite a lot. It's not time to go to sleep. It's time to be awake, and it's time to help each other remember. You know, every single one of us lives in our own bubble, and that's a literal truth. That before you walk on the street, you know what walks before you is your aura. Your aura. Your aura is like a window of what's in your field. Your belief systems, old emotional pain, right? Incomplete conversations, you know, self-doubt, inertia, melancholy. It's in your field. It doesn't go anywhere. Just because we can't see it doesn't mean it's not there. But when people meet us, that's exactly what they feel. That's exactly what they see. So every single day, I encourage everyone to practice energetic hygiene, to practice energetic discipline, to learn energy mastery tools, so we begin to create with our vibration. Yes, Gracie? You say, Mom, wrap it up. Mom, you said enough. You've been talking for 30 minutes, so wrap it up, Mom, and feed me. I get so passionate when I talk about this topic because I live to see the world, our sovereign beings, reconnected in their circuitry, on fire with their genius, with their message, with the passion in their heart, who are not afraid of the future, because we know how we feel about the now creates our vibrational future. And when we reconnect our circuitry, awaken our DNA, we are being instructed by divine matrix what steps to take next. Thank you so much for joining me on this Mystical Monday. I'm going to keep it brief. I'm going to let Gracie outside. If you'd love to learn more about my work, just scroll through my Facebook. Everything I teach this week, next week, in a couple of months is available usually on all of my channels. And holding a prayer that we remember that at any point we make two choices: the choice into victimhood, the choice into creationhood. Let's create, not wait. We create every moment. Thank you so much.